Thank you, Alec, for coming today and helping me today with this assignment. I understand that you are a vegetarian. I've known that for a while, but I didn't know you've been having some problems either getting enough food. Can you just tell me a little bit about why you're here
Yes,
talking about your vegetarian
I can.
diet?
I can.
Okay, thank you.
So, I've been a vegetarian for a little over a year now.
Okay.
Um, the problem really is getting balanced on a nutrition.
Mhm.
I don't know if I should go and get a pound of baby greens a day and just try to scarf that down,
Mhm.
or sometimes I end up just eating like 20 cheese sticks in a day. And I mean, I don't even want to do that. I don't want to keep on eating cheese. I actually prefer not um, to eat dairy products, but there's a problem
Yeah.
with like the protein
Mhm.
uptake and just
Mhm.
worrying about all the vitamins and nutrients that you're supposed to get in a day. I don't want to just keep on eating boxes of cereal and think that I'm living a healthy lifestyle because I'm a vegetarian.
Mhm. Mhm.
Or even spending like $8 a day just getting veggie delights at Subway. I don't think that's probably the best option either. So I feel that even though I'm a vegetarian, it it's easy not eating meat, but
Mhm.
it's still the ability of a person to be healthy. That still takes work. So I guess my problem is that I being a person that doesn't really cook a whole lot, I'm not too great at that. I guess
Mhm.
it's a problem. It's a problem that I don't know. Maybe I am healthy. I don't think that
Mhm.
I'm particularly unhealthy. I'm not obese. I'm not anorexic either. I'm pretty
You look pretty healthy.
healthy weight. It's just I know for a fact that some days I'm not getting the nutrition, the vitamins, the fiber, the so forth and whatnot, and all that.
Mhm.
Because there's a lot of stuff that you need.
Yeah, it's kind of overwhelming sometimes. Just all the stuff that you hear on the news or whatever, like get enough this, get enough that. And so it sounds to me like some days it gets to you, like, am I getting enough?
Yeah, yeah. And also with vegetarianism. So I guess my problem is vegetarianism, even though that's part of
Mhm.
my identity. I guess. Well, not really part of my identity. I don't really express it and shout it from the rooftops. I try to actually keep it kind of low key.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what I'm getting at is that
Mhm.
doing that, I sometimes feel also that sometimes I can be a slight burden on others.
Mhm.
You go to a restaurant with your family, and
Mhm.
now you're well, I can't eat that. I can't eat this.
Mhm.
I can't. You almost seem like you're really, really picky about what you eat. But it's not that I'm picky. I've
Mhm.
always been open and willing to basically eat anything.
Mhm.
Though about a year ago, I just decided nothing that was meat. But aside from that, any kind of flavor, any spice level, any sort of thing, any flavor variety, I'm fine with. I'm not a picky eater. It's just sometimes also I feel that vegetarianism can kind of be a burden upon others.
Okay, and that's just when you're going out to eat, right?
Or you go to somebody's house and like, well,
Yeah.
we cook some food, and then you're like, no, I don't eat that. Sorry,
Yeah.
screw you guys. But you don't actually think about it. You don't think I'm not. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm being an ass right now
Mhm.
because these people went through the trouble to cook food and to offer to me, which is very,
Mhm.
very kind, very generous thing to do, and I respect that,
Sounds like
and
you really appreciate it.
I do,
Yeah.
and but sometimes, even now, for a bunch of what people cook nowadays, I have to try to somehow extract myself from that to
Mhm.
be like to no, I don't eat meat, but how do you come across to not be an ass?
Mhm. Sounds like you're running into a lot of meat options wherever you go, whether you're cooking or whether your friends are cooking, and you're like, no, I can't eat meat. So, can you tell me a little bit about like why you became a vegetarian and where and it sounds like it was about a year ago and
That was a little over a year ago,
okay.
actually. It It was for a college class. It was strangely enough for an English 2 class. She, I think she knew what she was doing, kind of, and she was kind of conniving in this way. But she had us read "Eating Animals" by something Foyer for.
Sounds familiar.
Pretty good book, but it really went into detail about how the food industry
Yeah.
works. And though I understand that there are a lot of organic options and all that are very ethically raised and environmentally responsible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not even very environmentally conscious person, but after reading a few chapters of that, I just just kind of made sense, and hasn't been that big of a deal. And I guess now coming to this point in this interview, I'm like kind of wanted to backpedal a little bit, because this is not so much of a problem, because I don't have a problem with vegetarianism.
Yeah.
But the problem, I guess, is that it's tough. So I guess living, it's not even that tough, I guess. But it
But it can be a problem sometimes.
it can be, yeah.
And
and
it
and
comes
for
up
my
regularly,
health,
it
for my
sounds like.
health, it
Yeah.
can be a problem,
Mm-hmm.
which is it's very much a blessing for my health, but also can be.
It's kind of like the world we live in. It doesn't yet fully accept.
Oh well, yeah, definitely. The our whole economic system, our whole
Yeah.
food, what is that called? Like the food
Industry,
but the whole
media,
well, no,
history, culture, what?
it's all geared to a very heavily animal centric, animal protein type diet.
Yeah, I think.
Even
I think you're right.
I've seen a lot of changes. I mean, even in a very short span of time, I think a lot of people are turning vegetarian, and it's becoming much more of a culturally acceptable thing. But it's still, the cards kind of are stacked against people that are trying to not eat meat.
It sounds like you're pretty aware of the fact that you can get protein from other sources.
I try.
Yeah,
I try.
because there's a lot of people out there who are like, you can only get protein from meat, and that's why it sounds like you're running into issues with other people around you, because that's our culture. We eat meat. That's how we get protein.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you are.
I kind of cheat, cut the corner, and eat cheese.
Yeah.
Which even having the reason why I'm a vegetarian is that I think it's unethical for a lot of what we do with the meat. Not that we kill. I actually have no problem with eating meat. Morally, I love meat. In fact, I tried to go hunting today. Did a lot of hunting, no killing. But
How do you do that?
we just see a lot of. We didn't see anything. We were trying to grouse hunt, my mother and I.
Okay.
But we didn't get anything, so that's fine. That's kind of my thing, is if I kill it or my family kills it, I'll eat it.
Okay.
So the moral problem with me is not the animals, eating animals. It's how we go about it.
Yeah.
What we do with it. If it's a mass industrial farm where they're packed into as small containers they can, and to make it basically what they're doing with it is making it as efficient and cost effective as possible. There's no respect of life in that instance, and that I have something to do wrong with.
It sounds like you have something to do about it. You can do something about it.
Yeah, I can.
And so.
And I don't eat meat plain. I just. But
unless your family themselves.
Or if I kill it.
Because you see that and it makes you know that
I
you're
didn't.
not morally doing anything wrong.
Well, I can't make that judgment actually.
Oh,
But I'm fine with it. I'm willing to live with that.
Okay, that's a really cool perspective.
But I'm not about to just act like this meat came from nowhere, magically fell from heaven. Because it didn't. There were things that suffered probably, or did not have a full life when it came to my plate. It didn't magically appear there.
Yeah.
kill it? I killed it. I killed something. But at least I did that, and now I'm eating it, and it served a purpose and served use, and it's my nutrition. But we are way off topic.
No, I can see that the problem's not being vegetarian. Like, there is no way that you are going to change that because you have super great reasons to back up yourself, and it is part of your identity, and you have great reasons. And so really the problem, what it sounds like, would be just your health, because you live in a society that protein equals meat.
I don't want to put any blame on anybody for my health.
No, so
The
maybe
problem
the
is
problem is
it could most likely be my laziness.
okay.
But that's always been an issue. That's always been a problem. But when it comes to this particular part of my laziness, it's that sometimes it's not easy to find vegetarian options.
Yeah.
It's not just eating a pound of lettuce a day or baby greens or something.
So what have you done before to combat? Have you done anything before to combat not finding enough like vegetarian options or cooking?
I mean, there's again cutting corners. You do like health shakes type things, smoothies with vitamins put in.
I mean, that's great.
But that's you gotta eat. You gotta have actual food.
So would you say making like a plan about, or are you familiar with the sources, like other sources of protein, or how many?
There's great sources of protein. There's what do they call that? Legumes.
Oh yeah.
And nuts. And things like that. And I mean, chia are the grains, whole grains. It's not as protein packed as meat, of course, but it's got other things in it as well. It's definitely very good for you. Or even something as simple as rice and beans. That's from what I've heard, a complete protein.
Yeah.
If you have rice and beans together, usually. But
I mean, it sounds like you're on the right track. I suppose.
And you're always, a person's always learning. And I'm trying to keep my eyes open, my mind open to different ways of eating and different things to eat. So I need to buy more and make more food for myself. That's the main thing I need to do. That's the main solution to my problem, is to actually cook and not to rely on just eating salads and going to Subway.
Yeah.
That's not a real solution to living a healthy lifestyle. For me, it would be to actually spend time planning out meals and to physically cook in the kitchen. But yeah.
Do you feel like that's a pretty like the goal of cooking on your own and going shopping, cooking, taking all the responsibility of cooking your own food? Do you think that goal is pretty a goal that could be done?
It's attainable. It's very attainable.
It's attainable. Yeah, that's the word, attainable.
I think we've been doing it for a few thousand years at least.
Yeah.
So
something that is attainable with like soon, or do you think there's smaller steps you can take first, or?
Well, yeah. Of course, there's smaller steps. I could decide to do it like every even day of the month or something at least, or something like that. Cook myself a different meal every other day of the month. Just to get in the hang of it. Buy a cookbook, look up things online. There's plenty of things.
Yeah, you have so many things online these days.
So there are many steps. Actually, the step I need to make is to make a plan.
So what do you think would be a realistic plan in the next week? Since I know that you're moving, your car it's got a problem with.
Yeah, we've been talking about my problems quite a bit. But this one had to do with health, right?
Yeah. But what do you think would be an attainable goal with?
Okay.
In the next week.
Attainable goal this week would be to physically cook, this week 4 meals.
4 meals?
Yes.
That's a really big step.
Cook with fire and with heat, not just make 4 meals, but to actually cook 4 meals.
Would a barbecue
barbecue, yeah, carrots and corn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. Okay.
Peppers.
I think that's a really great step.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated you telling me about all of these things. I didn't know there was such a history on your diet that you've chosen, and I really appreciate you opening up to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernie.